Welcome back to the Ambition Over Fear portal. I'm Atlas Opia, and I help people expand their interdimensional knowledge. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the idea of letting go of the attachment you may have towards the results. When you're focusing on the end result of a manifestation too much, it can take you away from the moment and trigger the parts of your subconscious mind that are attached to the past, because those parts of your mind are going to come up in defense when you're consistently focused on the results. It's great to have an idea of where you want to go. And yes, to manifest, you are supposed to feel the end result and imagine that what you're wanting to manifest is already here. As you take your consciousness and see a version of yourself that already has the life you're wanting to live, and you go into that body and you feel the reality of all these things being true. Now that is a template you're supposed to set once a day. Preferably when you're in meditation, so you can go beyond the stimuli that your environment is giving you, which then reinforces an echo chamber of what is. So you go in your higher self beyond what is already here, and you use your imagination to feel what could come. But when you're too focused on the result, you're not enjoying every step of the process. You're not being present to the tasks at hand because you're so focused on, I'm only doing this to get to there. And if we're only these machines of dopamine, where we're only doing stuff so we can feel something down the line, then we're truly on this endless run, this treadmill of chase pleasure and avoid pain, and we're constantly wanting to go and get something outside of ourselves, and it can make us feel like we're in a state of lack. So step one in how to realize that the results is your North Star, but it should not be what you're constantly thinking about all the time. Whenever you have a manifestation, there is a level of things that have to occur in order for that thing to happen. Now, would you rather only enjoy the achieving of something, or all the steps and the achieving? So if you think of it like the process of you manifesting something is on a journey, and there is 10 steps. There is 9 steps that you have to do, and the 10th step is that thing actually manifesting. Mathematically, would you rather enjoy 10 things or one thing? When you're too attached to the results and the outcome of your manifestation, it can leave you in a place of lack, because you're always checking to see if you're making progress. You're always looking at the numbers of, interactions in the content you make. You're focusing on the result so much that it's taking you away from the beauty of the process. And when you can feel the energy of achieving something in increments, it will lead to the larger achievement. And if you're focusing on the results, then every tiny achievement you make could feel as if it's not good enough, because it is not as shiny as a grand result. So it leads you to feel like you're not enough. It can lead you into feeling as if you're putting in all this energy and nothing is happening, because you're basing it off of the end result instead of it being progress and a smaller achievement based on where you were yesterday or a month ago. So focusing on the process allows you to slow down in that manner. Now, step 2 in this understanding is when you're wanting to manifest something, you're wanting to shift into a parallel reality where there is a version of you that already has this thing. And regardless if we're aware of it or not, we are all constantly shifting into different parallel realities. If we allow ourselves the flexibility in our neuroplasticity in our mind, which takes us from being in one energy and then jumping a large amount of consciousness, traveling the quantum field a large amount to embody a completely different energy. So as we're manifesting something, or we're wanting to jump our consciousness into that new version of reality. And so when you're focusing on it, here's how you do it with the masculine. You set a goal and you make a statement. And you feel every day when you're in meditation that you're moving into the reality where all these things are possible. You see the world as a different collection of stories that you can embody. And you move into the story where that thing is happening. But while you're doing it, you have to base your results not on the final outcome. If you make a progress today, you can't compare it to the larger achievement you want to have, because you'll always come out less than. You have to base it on if you did something that was different than the past. If you made a small increment in change, that's how you feel the achievement. And then when you're feeling that achievement, you then connect the energy to that larger outcome. Now, step 3 in this is realizing that when we're only focused on the result, when we're only attached to the outcome, our subconscious mind, which is a program of thoughts and beliefs that are constructed based on the past, that system of information can project the pre-existing knowledge you have in your subconscious to what you're creating. And your mind can assume that the way you're going to create this new experience, how you're going to embody this new manifestation, is based on how you thought it was going to happen. But the truth is, how you think something is going to happen is based on old information that led you to where you are now. The mind is replaying old information, and if you want to get out of it, then you have to go beyond the mind. So your identity cannot depend on the validation from this manifestation happening to make you feel whole, accomplished, and worthy of love. You have to ask yourself in this moment, if you, in this moment, were all that you were, how can you feel appreciative of what is around you? How can you use your 5 senses to tap into the philosopher within and truly gain a sense of entertainment in whatever environment you're in? You start to enjoy the body you're in because you realize it is a vessel of your soul. And in that moment, you start to feel whole because you realize if you can learn how to be content in the present moment, then you will always have enough. Step 3 is not chasing something outside of you for your happiness or your fulfillment, but shifting that attention within and asking yourself, what is stopping you from feeling confident in your actions, whole, satisfied? And at times it can be because you're waiting on the feeling that will come when you have the final manifestation you're wanting to conjure. Okay? So step 4 in understanding how to move into a more natural flow of existence instead of waiting for that door to open, waiting for you to get certain indications that you're growing, waiting for you to get certain indications that you're on the right track, waiting for external representations of your growth. You shift inward and you feel good about doing small tasks every day. You feel accomplished by doing an action and feeling a bit better about that action than you did yesterday. Because I'm not sure about you guys, but speaking for myself, I've gone through a lot of healing in the realms of ADHD and anxiety and depression. So, you know, at the beginning stages of my work, it was difficult to enjoy the process. It was difficult to enjoy the task because I was so focused on finishing the task so then I can achieve this thing. But then what happens when you achieve that thing? Then you're focusing on the next achievement. Then you're focusing on what's next. And if you're only focusing on what's next, you are trying to fill a hole inside with something in the external world. When that feeling of emptiness can only be felt when you redefine what does it mean to be whole? What does it mean to be satisfied? What does it mean to be happy? How can we shift our attention from this world of I can only feel my best emotions when something happens, and realize those emotions are always inside of us, and we just have to change the neurological connections in our mind that tell us this emotion happens when this happens. So tell yourself, I can feel the emotion of joy when I realize that I am safe in this moment and I have the opportunity to work on my growth, to prosper in my life. I'm healthy, I'm breathing. I have an opportunity to do this thing that brings me a lot of joy and fulfillment. So when you can reassign how your emotions work, you can realize that maybe you're only wanting to manifest something because of how you think it's going to make you feel. So if you can feel those emotions now, then you release the pressure of needing this thing to occur, and thus the pressure releases you, and then you'll actually flow into new states of change, because the pressure gives your subconscious mind a level of hostility because you're wanting it to change now so you can do something else. You're wanting something to occur in your system, so you're wanting something else to change. And the only way to change a part of you that is being interruptive is to approach it with this sense of calmness and tranquility, and imagine that you, the observer, which is the higher self, it is when you're going outside of the mind to look at the mind, you in that moment have a conversation with the parts of you that are making you feel as if you're not allowed to love yourself unless you achieve something. That you can love yourself just for being a soul in a body, and that energy will translate outwards and you'll bring in everything you want. Thank you guys for being a part of this video. Definitely share this video to anybody you think it could help. Like it if you enjoyed it, and comment down below what you've experienced with this. I make videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Definitely subscribe if you want to expand your consciousness into a place where you're experiencing more joy and happiness. I also offer galactic quantum coaching for any powerful soul that feels a sense of possibility inside, but you might not understand how to access that potential because your brain doesn't know how to connect with the quantum field so it can understand the higher dimensions, and so it can be reconfigured in a way where you can handle your lower dimensional body and your higher dimensional consciousness at the same time. Through my galactic quantum coaching, I have identified the important functionalities of the quantum field. And this is if you're trying to create something in this dimension, or you're trying to create something in a higher dimension, or if you're a galactic guardian and a starseed that has this powerful mission in that reincarnation that is going on right now, where you're here to help your soul family. You're here to discover new resources in the galaxy, pass forward different technology, send powerful energy to the forces that are defending the healthy ecosystem of our universe. All these things are possible when you find a way to explain the information to your mind and then allow your mind to trust the quantum field so you can perform these actions. Definitely let me know, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye.